You are listening to the East Texas Banner right here at easttexasbanner.com. Got the privilege of sitting down with the incumbent mayor for Jasper, Texas, Mayor Anderson Land. Appreciate you taking time to sit down with me.
Hello, Jay. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. When's the election, man?
The election is actually May 3rd.
May 3rd.
That's the first. It's always the first Saturday in May. Municipal elections.
All right.
Early voting, you might as well say early voting is from April 22nd through April 29th because it starts that Tuesday and it ends the next week, which is the first couple of days in the last week, because it's only 3 days in that last week.
Gotcha.
That's when it is. So that's early voting. And that's all done at City Hall.
All done at City Hall.
Early voting is only at City Hall.
Okay.
On May 3rd, it goes to the polling places.
Wherever your polling
place is, that's where you go. You have you have Parnell, the high school, City Hall, Mount Olive.
Okay.
Those are your polling places.
So obviously you've thrown your hat back in the ring. Or maybe you're holding your hat in the ring still.
Yeah, I'm holding my hat in my hand.
You're there now.
In the ring.
Yeah, you're there now. So
yeah.
So this was your first time being mayor, correct?
That's correct.
This most recent time, or the time that you're finishing up right now, is your first rodeo with being mayor.
That's correct.
All right. What do you feel like? What do you feel like you've learned?
Well, just let me say this, Jay, and I'll get into that.
Okay.
As a city council member, going from city council to mayor.
Sure.
As a city council member, I think that shows that I am a leader who stands for the people of the city of Jasper. And as a mayor, I will continue to do my duties as a ceremonial head of the city of Jasper, representing what I do as the mayor. I represent the city. I feel as though I've done that well. And as the mayor, along with city council, I've helped to legislate, set policy for the city of Jasper, and I'll continue to support JEDCO. It's one of the things that one of the main things that I really want to do is continue to support JEDCO, because that is economic development, and that's something that we need.
Okay.
We really need that. I will continue to support JEDCO in securing businesses that will bring jobs to the city. I also want to work with housing developers and investors, because that seems to be something that is on the minds of people. And I think the Economic Development Corporation could help with that, because we need to bring affordable housing to the city of Jasper. That's one of the things that I'd like to accomplish while we're being here. I'd like to support also a vigorous downtown revitalization program. If re-elected, I will continue to be the leader who understandably and values our diverse culture. As a responsible steward to our citizens and our environment, our parks, business community, I will continue to work tirelessly to foster growth and preserve our community. And our community has a unique charm, and I'd like to support economic development that benefits all. Now, you ask me as a mayor, there's accomplishments as the mayor. What actually can a mayor do? I mean, the mayor basically is the ceremonial head of the city of Jasper. He can bring ideas like I just stated, working with JEDCO, working with the Chamber of Commerce. Some of the things I've accomplished going to TML conferences. You know, a lot of people think that, well, you don't need to go to this or you don't need to go to that. But part of my job or my responsibility as the mayor is to network with these organizations to bring back information, bring back things that I can that we can apply to the city of Jasper that other places, other small towns, other small cities. And those are the only conferences that I go to, small city conferences. Our small city conferences are cities with populations. I mean, I just came from one up in Navasota.
Okay.
We had one city had 123 people.
Okay.
We had another city that had 200 people. Then we had anywhere from 200 to 5. It's anything under 15,000, I believe, is considered a small city. So, we discussed a few things there. It was basically called a small town clinic.
Okay.
Where we could bring things to the table, issues that you're having in your city, and you can discuss that.
Right.
And maybe bring some of their ideas back to the city of Jasper, which is what I like to do.
Okay.
I like to try to continue working with our city council and with JEDCO and the chamber, with the city officials to make things better in the city of Jasper. Accomplishments, I sign documents. That's what I do.
Okay.
I work with our grant writers.
Right.
I brought some things to them, like I say, with the anything that I see that I think is going to benefit the city of Jasper, and we can get a grant for it. I'll present that, to Waxman, which is a lot of things of what I do. Try to bring things to the council to help improve the city.
Yeah.
Two things that I really wanted to try to do, that I have been trying to do for the last 3 years, actually, is to have a charter review committee, ordinance review committee. I've been trying to do that to no avail. Seems like everybody wants to go in a different direction other than that, and I think a lot of revisions in that area would help.
Okay.
We need to; those things need to be updated. That's something that I didn't accomplish that I wanted to, but it just kind of went by the wayside. Planning and zoning. I'd like to see that. We were working on that before our last city manager left. That was one of the things that we were working on.
Yeah.
Establishing planning and zoning here in the city of Jasper. I'd like to see that get started back again.
Gotcha. Do you feel like when you initially took office, was it your hope to help facilitate more of a unified front with the city council?
Short answer, yes.
Okay.
Why that didn't happen, I can't answer that.
Okay.
You'd have to ask
Everybody else?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of people can see that at best there's a fracture.
Sure.
At worst there's something more.
There's
right?
a crack, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I guess my question is, Jasper is not new to bad press.
No, it's not.
And I guess my question is, how do you as a mayor look at facilitating some of that kind of change, maybe a narrative change, if you will?
Well, it's a difficult thing trying to bring a community together.
Sure.
You got to have cooperation. People got to want to.
Okay.
One of the main things we have to do is communicate positively, not negatively.
Right.
There's a lot of negativity. There is a lot of negativity with our residents here in the city of Jasper. And it's only a handful of people that stoke those flames.
Okay.
Just because a person puts something out there and it sounds like they know what they're talking about, doesn't mean they know what they're talking about. Social media has influenced that a lot. Okay. And I feel like a lot of these people think that they're social media influencers, but they're social media trolls.
Okay.
You just keep stoking the flames of the fire of negativity, but those are the people that bring all the questions and the problems to the table and never bring an answer or a solution.
Okay.
They might say, well, this is what I think you need to do. Okay, well, back that up. Come to me, talk to me. I'm not going with anybody on social media. I'm not commenting on anything. I'm not, people's like, oh, well, the mayor won't comment. It's not my job, not my responsibility to comment to you on Facebook, whether you feel as though I should or not.
Gotcha.
I answer to the citizens of Jasper, Texas. The 4,800 some odd registered voters.
Right.
Of the city of Jasper, Texas. the census, the city limit sign says 6,884. I answer to those people.
Gotcha.
Okay, I don't answer to city council. I don't answer to the city employees. I answer to the voters and the citizens of the city of Jasper. Whether you're a registered voter or not, you still live in the city of Jasper. I have to answer to you.
Gotcha.
Whether you're the youth, see, a lot of people say, well, we need to do things for the youth. We need to do things for the senior citizens. Those are the people that I answer to. One of my other goals of what I'm trying to do is, as a member of the Southeast Texas Regional Planning Commission, SCTRPC, I've been working with the Area Agency on Aging, and I will continue to do that, to work with the Jasper County Center on Aging, so that Jasper senior citizens can benefit from the various programs offering assistance, health care, finances, food, transportation that it qualifies for. Additionally, I would also say resources like the Area Agency on Aging, which is one of the departments at the Southeast Texas Regional Planning Commission, can help with the nutrition programs that we got, in-home assistance, care coordinations, and transportation. I visit our senior citizen on a weekly basis.
Right.
Okay, I stop by there. I talk to Mr. Arthur Exley quite a bit. Talk to him. Mr. McCroskey, he's one of the board members up there. I talk to him. Another goal is to help JCCOA in trying to secure another facility. Like I said, I go up there on a weekly basis. I see the facility. I go up there. I visit with some of the seniors that are there and the director. And that's one of their main concerns, is they would like to have another building. I've talked to Judge Allen about that. That's something that I will continue to talk about. I'd love to continue to do that. As the mayor of the city of Jasper, if reelected, that's one of the things that I'm seriously going to work on, to see if we can get that done for them, because they do need another building.
Okay.
They do need that.
What would you say to people in the city who have maybe the perspective that you are not accessible?
City of Jasper has a Facebook page. City of Jasper has a website.
Okay.
Anybody can come down to City Hall at any time.
Okay.
And either make an appointment. They can call. I mean, I wouldn't come there because, naturally I'm not there every day. I have other things that I do. I do have a career that I have to do. But, it's like my number's all over the place. I have, my realtor cards that are out there,
Sure.
You can call City Hall and say, yeah, can I get contact? If you call City Hall and somebody tell you that they can't contact me, then that's a problem.
Yeah. Okay.
They should be able to call City Hall and say, yes, I need to talk to the mayor. I get calls I have a phone, direct line. They can call that.
Right.
I go in, I answer calls.
Right.
I check my messages.
Yeah.
A couple of times a week I go into City Hall to make sure I do that so I can get back with people. That's not correct. I am accessible.
Okay.
There has been some accusations that, someone has tried to contact me and I refuse to talk to someone. I look at it like this. If, for instance, the one incident where someone said that a child had tried to call me. Young man.
Yeah.
I don't know who that was. I didn't know if it was a young man or not.
Okay.
All I know is I got an email from somebody.
Okay.
So now, if someone asked that young man or young woman or whoever it was to do that,
right?
If that person knew me, if I wouldn't do that to you, Jay, I'd call you and say, Jay, I have a person that wants to talk to you about being a podcaster, a reporter, or whatever it is that you do.
Right.
I'll talk to you first and let you know. I'm just not going to see, because you don't know who it could, and especially have somebody call you and say, I want to do a telephone interview with you.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't do that to you. If I know this young person and I know you, I'll come to you and say, Jay, I have someone that wants to talk to you about the industry that you're in. This is the young man. Can I bring them to you?
Sure.
I think that would be the proper way to do it.
I gotcha.
That's just me.
I think there's, people who are going to have their opinions are going to have their opinions.
Sure,
about
absolutely.
So what else are you looking to, what else are you looking to do during this next phase, if elected? What's kind of, what's some more elements that you're looking to push on?
Well, I'm not going to beat the streets to death. Yeah, we do have potholes. There's streets, a couple of streets I avoid like the plague.
Okay.
Curtis Street, right up coming from the city, from City Hall. I've already talked to the people. It's like, oh man, these streets are terrible. Call down to City Hall. I've already talked to the city manager about that. Yeah, that's on the schedule to be done. There's a couple other streets in town, High Truett Road. Yeah, that's on the schedule to be done. Can't say when. If you call and you complain about these streets, and they're legitimate. I'm not saying that they're not.
Right.
When people are calling, they have a legitimate concern. But call City Hall and get the answers that you need. I may not have all the answers. I get people that call me. You'd be surprised some of the calls that I get about what people want me to do. And as the mayor, you can do this. I've had people call me to talk to me about children being bullying up at the high school.
Okay.
And they feel like I can do something about that. I can't do anything about that. Streets is always an issue. Infrastructure, always an issue. Those are the things that I would like to work with a city council who wants to get those things done. I'd like to say this to the citizens. To the citizens of Jasper, let me be clear about this. What the role of the mayor of a city is. The mayor presides over the city council. He presides over city council meetings. The mayor maintains duties also that are to promote public involvement in the city council's activities, attend civic activities, which is what I do. I mean, I go to ribbon cuttings, things like that. That's part of my ceremonial duties. A lot of people think the mayor has powers that he don't have. Oh, you're the mayor, you can do that. And that's not always true. Like I said, I attend civic activities, ceremonial functions. As the head of a municipal government, the mayor, he or she, or whoever it might be, determines what is appropriate to be, as a representative of the city, signing legal documents. I do that. Attend meetings, with the city. The mayor, a lot of people they probably don't even know this, but the mayor is also the emergency management authority of the city, including the authority to close public facilities in order to ensure peace and good order in the city during riots or unlawful assemblies, those type of things that the mayor does. Texas state law, specifically section 418.1005, 1015, of the Texas Government Code designates the mayor as the director of emergency management for a city. The mayor serves as the governor's designated agent in administering and supervising disaster management in the duties of the city. That's what the mayor does. A lot of people call and say, yeah, you're the mayor, you can do this. And a lot of times I'll look into it, or let me direct you to your city council member. If it's something in a council member's district, I will do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to go beyond what I can do. It's been said, and I'm pretty sure you've heard it, the mayor thinks he's a king. No, I don't.
I think that was said in a city council meeting.
I believe it was.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, I'm not. I'm just the mayor. There's only so much that a mayor can do.
Sure.
We don't have these omnipotent powers that we can do. No, we represent the city, and I feel like I represent the city well. That's what the mayor is, the ceremonial head of the city.
Okay.
I like networking and going to these conferences. A lot of people would say, "Oh, you're just spending the city's money." Well, if I just go and don't bring anything back, then yeah. I mean, I would like to continue to be the mayor. I would like to be reelected, to stay on the Southeast Texas Regional Planning Commission, to help our senior citizen, to help the transportation system that we're trying to bring to the city of Jasper.
Right.
I've been talking to Bob Dickinson down at the Planning Commission, who is over the transportation department down there, to, okay, Bob, any updates on that? No, nothing's updated on that yet, but I will fight and continue to work with that. SRMPA, I think we're doing pretty good with that. We're not going to beat that horse to death on that, but I will say one thing, and I may get some pushback on this, but I think I've mentioned this before. With the citizens of Jasper for fair and equitable rates, some of the items that are on there, I didn't agree with, and I still don't. I think the citizens of Jasper were done a disservice with some of those items that were on there.
Okay.
Then they were done a great service, because one of the things that the city had the option to do was to, once that was done with the attorney and all the expenses that we incurred, could have put that right back to the city, to the citizens. They could have paid for that. And the Public Utilities Commission gave us the right to recover those expenses through the citizens.
Okay, so
but we chose not to do that.
Okay.
We chose not to do that because we didn't want to charge. We figured that, like, the citizens, the people are already being charged enough. But also come to find out that what we're doing is, when we had our rate studies, we have some of the best rates in Southeast Texas. I think Liberty was one of the only ones that had a higher rate than what we have as far as utility rates. Our water study just came back. That's done too. Do I feel like the monies that was there, I think we could have done without having, well, the monies that you have there, it should go to the electrical department, light and power and all that, and that hurt the city a little bit, because now, which a lot of people, some people, not a lot, I'll say some, cried that, well, you're just using that money for anything. Well, according to SRMPA, that money's designated to the city, not just for one specific thing. Now it is. So if a department needs something and they don't have it in their budget, they can't get it. I'm not saying that every capital budget item was probably a need. I think some of the things that I probably did vote against as a council member when I could vote, but I think that kind of did us a little bit of a disservice.
All right, so let me ask you this, specific to that point.
Okay.
Normally, when a group settles, there's enough there that's being done wrong that settling is the most economic method out of the process.
And that was the recommendation of the attorney that we had to hire to do that. The expert, he was an expert.
Okay, so
in utilities.
If he was an expert, do you feel like settling was the best option?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so
but I just don't feel as though settling was the best option, but maybe some of the items that were on there could have been done a little bit differently.
Sure.
But we accepted the terms.
So
with the small group of the citizens of Jasper for fair and equitable rates that was there, we settled with those terms.
Mainly because there were things that were incorrect.
Yes, there were things that were incorrect.
Okay.
You're correct.
So, so it's kind of like this. It's kind of like, no matter how we got here, intentionally or not intentionally, we still have things that need to be fixed.
Yes,
right?
we do.
And
we still have things that need to be fixed.
So the city had to settle out of that process in order to appease the legalities of it all.
Yes.
Okay. So,
and we did that. And that was a good thing. I'm not saying that was a bad thing. It was a good thing. Maybe some of the, like I said, some of the settlement items, mostly all of them, they were pretty good. Like I said, I just had an issue with that specific one.
I got you.
Which I feel like just sort of put Jasper in a bad financial way, because we didn't have to be in the position that we're in right now. As everybody who's saying, and I think you believe at some point in time people were saying, "Oh, the city of Jasper's broke. Oh, the city of Jasper's in the red." Well, we had to tighten our belts. Each department had to tighten their belt, because you didn't have that fund that you could reach over and say, "Well, I need a new
basketball court."
Well, no, not that. I'm saying the departments.
Oh,
as
yeah,
far as the
yeah,
city's
yeah.
going to. Well, and that too.
I'm just talking about,
talking
random selection.
Yeah, random selections. Yeah, that too. And it's like, say, well, we need to get this. Well, we don't have that funds that you can reach off into to grab those Cambridge or SRMP funds. So, well, that money's sitting there. Let's use this for that. We need 2 more patrol units.
Right.
The department doesn't have them. Then we need some type of equipment for the police department.
Right.
If the police department doesn't have it in their budget, we could always say, let's reach over there. The fire department needs this. Light and power, they use it. We have two revenue making departments: is light and power and solid waste. Solid waste makes a bit of money. But like I said, if they need to keep their money in their budget and say, okay, look, we need a new transfer truck. We need to buy some more roll-offs.
Right.
We need to buy some more containers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We could always put that on that wish list for capital expenditures and take it out of that fund. No longer.
Yeah.
That's no longer available to them. It can only be used for light and power. Is that a good thing? Yeah.
It's done regardless.
It's done regardless. Whether it's good or bad. What did you say, good, bad, or indifferent?
Yeah.
It's done deal now. So not crying over spilt milk. It's just done.
So I guess the next question is, you obviously outlined what a mayor does from a legality standpoint. Mm-hmm. I guess when you have such a divided council, and I don't know necessarily if it's divided, but maybe divided against you. How do we fix that?
The council has to fix that. They have to decide what they want to do. I mean, I'm going to speak my mind regardless. Okay. You're not going to shut me up.
Right.
I do have a voice.
Right.
I do have a vote in case of a tie. I don't get to vote on everything because that's council's responsibility.
Right.
So if people have issues with things that are going on at City Hall, you're calling the mayor. You're calling the wrong person. You need to call that council person that either voted for it or voted against it.
I got you.
The person whoever put something on an agenda that voted for it or voted against it, that's who you need to talk to. You're coming at the wrong person when you come at the mayor and say the mayor's responsible for this, the mayor's causing chaos, the mayor's causing this. It's not the mayor's responsibility to do all that. I conduct the meetings. I read the agenda items. I vote when it's a tie. I'll repeat that. I vote when it's a tie.
Right.
But other than that, what are you going to come at the mayor for?
Gotcha.
The council members are who you should be talking to find out why they're not voting a certain way. Oh, well, the mayor's the mayor's deflecting. The mayor's, he's against this, he's against that. I have a voice. You're not going to shut me up. I mean, just because, I'm not a yes man. I'm not going to go down there and agree with everything that you want to do. Some people on council are like, well, we're going to vote, just because everybody else, the majority is voting with that. That's up to you. Why do you think Marcus Barber is not there? He left because he just wasn't going to go with the flow. That's why he left. And he said that I wasn't in agreement with this. I wasn't in agreement with that. I'm just tired of it, so I'm going to leave. And that's what he did. And we've been, and that's another thing, man. We should have replaced him. And there was nothing saying that we couldn't. Oh, the charter says that we have 10 days. The charter said you have 10 days to replace that person. Charter never said that you cannot replace that person. So District 1 has been without a representative since Marcus Barber left.
Who's responsible for that?
City Council.
So the City Council is responsible for replacing
another City Council member. It's up to the citizens of Jasper, and Mamie Horn, who's running now, she actually wanted to do that. You'd have to ask City Council as to why they didn't.
Okay. So, in conclusion, what's kind of your final statement to the people of Jasper?
I'd like to see the city of Jasper move forward. I'd like to see the city council get together on moving the city in a positive direction. Let's get off JEDCO. Let's get off the chamber. Let them do their job. City council, myself included, let's be able to, let's discuss things that need to be done to help the city. That's my goal, is to have a united city, not a divided city. A united council, not a divided council. I'm not a king. Not one person on city council doesn't run council. Not one person in this city runs this city, no matter who you are, what position you're in. Let's all work to make the city of Jasper the jewel of the forest again. That's what I want. That's my final statement to the people is, let's make Jasper rock. Okay, I want Jasper to move forward. I want it to be beautiful. We're not, stop saying we're a retirement community. We're not a retirement community. People live here that want to work here. Let's get Jetco back up and running so we can bring some businesses. We've got businesses that are stalled from coming here now because we don't have an economic development corporation that's operational right now.
Yeah.
We need to do that. Chamber of Commerce. Let's get that going. Let's support our Chamber of Commerce. Let's support our Economic Development Corporation so we can bring these businesses to the city that can bring jobs. Everybody's crying about, the city, you need to, I get calls from people saying, oh, why did you let churches leave? Why did you let Popeyes leave? Why did you let Dairy Queen leave? No, that's not the city's responsibility. You've put a stranglehold on the only department, the division in this city, or the entity in this city that could do that. The Economic Development Corporation. That's what their job is.
Well, it's still not their job to actually right the wrongs of a corporation.
Oh, absolutely not. It's their responsibilities to try to either, look into that. Okay, why are you leaving? Yeah. Okay, yeah, you're going. Okay, boom. Now let's try to see what we can do about bringing something else in here.
Yeah,
we don't run the corporations. We can't tell, even EDC. They can't tell the corporation, oh well, you're leaving. Oh, you can't leave the city of Jasper. No. Like you said, it's not for us to right the wrongs or to direct corporations as to how they should run their businesses.
Sure.
It's not for us. Only thing we can do is write a letter, try to see, okay, what can we do to keep you here? Oh, it's nothing that we can do. This is a corporate thing. Okay, fine. But people need to understand, when a business goes, it's not necessarily something that the city's doing wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if, you can't keep this here, you can't keep that here. Why don't you call up the Dairy Queen
headquarters.
The headquarters. Call up Popeye's headquarters. You're a citizen. You live here in the city of Jasper. You can do that.
Yeah.
Call them up. Call up churches. Call up Dairy Queen. Call up Popeye's. Why are you leaving?
Yeah.
You have the right to do that as a citizen. I mean, you live here. You may not get an answer. They may tell you, look, hey, we having financial difficulties, or your area, or you're running people out of your area, so you don't have enough population for us to stay there.
Yeah, they may tell you to go kick rocks.
They may tell you to go punch sand.
Yeah.
They may tell you, go pound sand. There's nothing, we don't have to tell you anything.
Yeah.
But don't blame it on the city and don't blame it on Jetco because somebody leaves.
Sure.
Now, if you're not getting any industry or businesses in the city, then yeah, you can do that. That means Jetco's not doing their job. But I think Jetco's doing a phenomenal job at what they're doing. Give them that chance again.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Gotcha.
Take the ropes off. Take the gag off Jetco. Let them do what they got to do. And that's one of the things that I want to do as mayor, to continue to work with Jetco to help bring industry and business to the city of Jasper. So people of the city of Jasper, let's move forward. Let's stop looking backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Move the city of Jasper forward. That's what I want to do. Forward with leadership, progress, and unity. Re-elect Anderson Land for the mayor of city of Jasper.
There you go.
And we'll have that.
Mayor Land,
thank you, Jay.
Appreciate your time. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the early voting, April 22nd through the 29th, and then actual voting date is May 3rd. So if Anderson Land is your guy,
I stand for people and progress.
There you go.
That's it. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.